Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. We finally received the information that we were looking for on the Subaru WRX TR, as journalists have been getting their hands on that trim, putting out their reviews, and giving us some great feedback as to what the WRX TR is going to be providing when we start seeing them at dealerships next year. Since I'm a Subaru WRX owner, I want to go over what the TR is actually giving you, why it might be a worthy upgrade, or why it might not be if you're a current VB WRX owner. But also maybe if you're somebody who is new to the platform, you're waiting out, you're wondering, oh, should I buy a premium or a limited, or maybe I should wait till 2024 to get the TR? Well, you've come to the right place. If you're new to the channel, this is my 2023 Subaru WRX Premium. I have had it for just over a month now, and I am absolutely in love with what this car is giving me. It's been a fun daily driver, and even though the orange has been receiving some hate comments lately, I love it. It pops so well in person, and I'm so glad I went with this color. For my new subscribers who've watched my recent videos on the WRX, I've already modified it with the rear fog light. Got it from Subi Bros. There's not going to be an installation video, but I just wanted to show you guys that it really looks good with the rear fascia. And I've already noticed that people do not tailgate me anymore, so it is a nice safety feature to have. So let's hop back inside, find somewhere a bit brighter than this garage here, and let's go over the specs for the TR. So let's go over the features that you actually get here with the TR over the other trims in the WRX lineup for 2024. Personally, I still don't think it's offering enough to justify spending almost $43,000. However, there is a lot of things I do like about this trim that makes it an intriguing proposition. So I've only highlighted some of the key elements here to this car, and the first one is the Brembo brakes. Actually, we could just stop right there because the Brembo brakes is exactly what this car is missing. That's the one thing in my 1 month of ownership that I have noticed with this car is that the brakes just are not strong enough. The Brembos would make a huge difference and really improve the performance of this sedan. Because when I look at other cars in this market and price range, I think the WRX might have the weakest braking in this particular market. Because I would compare that to a Volkswagen GTI. The GTI has very strong brakes that do grab, whereas a WRX, you don't really have that bite point with these brakes. They're very linear, they are somewhat strong, but the Brembo brakes are definitely, that alone might be worth spending over $40,000 for, especially since when you take a look at the conversion kits that are currently out there on the aftermarket, you're spending $5,000 or $6,000. So I guess at that point, you might want to go with the TR. Next is the larger 19-inch wheels, which I would be surprised to see how that does on this car, because does that add firmness to the ride quality? Although the WRX is already firm, but I do like the design of them. They look really cool, especially with the red brake calipers. Next is the springs and dampers have been stiffened by about 5%. Personally, I don't think that actually needs to be done to this car because the suspension is really tight, and when you are cornering, it's fantastic, but hey, I'll take a 5% increase in stiffness. And then that goes along with the retuned power steering. And this to me is huge because with the WRX, and as I alluded to in a previous video, that the steering is pretty light and it is typical for a Japanese car. And I knew that walking into the WRX. So that is not something I would say is a negative about this car. But having a retuned power steering that provides a bit more feedback is definitely a plus for this car because I find the steering to be a bit too light, at least for my liking. And then for the interior, the only feature I highlighted was the Recaros. If you wanted to get the Recaros on the 2022 and 2023 model year, you had to go with the GT, which was only offered with the CVT or SPT, as Subaru calls it, and you were spending over $40,000 anyway. So if you really love the Recaros, I think the TR definitely makes sense. My only question with the TR, and really the GT as well, is the pricing. Because at $43,000, you could then cross-shop the WRX with a GR Corolla. Now, pricing always comes down to, are you spending over sticker, or are we getting this vehicle at MSRP? I don't know this for a fact. I've seen enough evidence to suggest this. I've heard rumors here and there that Subaru has been pressuring their dealerships to sell the WRX at MSRP, which is why I bought the WRX, because at $35,500 for the premium, I felt there was no other option out there that made sense for me, at least at that price point. At $43,000, you're kind of throwing the WRX in a mix with cars that might be more performance-oriented, might have better horsepower figures. But if other manufacturers are still selling over sticker, the TR might still be a great value at the end of the day. But getting back to staying with MSRP, if other manufacturers are going to sell over sticker for their rival vehicles, then the TR might still be a great value proposition at the end of the day. But also going back to what Subaru is doing to pressurize their dealerships, from what I've heard, and again, this is not 100% fact, but I've heard that if they find out that dealerships are selling WRXs over MSRP, they are going to withhold inventory, they're going to withhold allocations. And from the dealerships that I've seen in my area, in the Boston area, but also the dealership that I have worked with for over 4 years, just filming videos for them, but also buying this WRX at their location, they're selling their vehicles at MSRP. They want the most inventory they can get because they are one of the largest dealerships in the region. For the Subaru brand itself, it's a win-win situation because I think they are going to generate a loyal fan base for the VB generation, but also they're going to create a buzz around the manufacturer and the lineup in general. So to me, if you do have $45,000 to spend, maybe go with the TR. But if you're somebody that's looking at buying a sports sedan at around $35,000, I still wouldn't feel pressured to spend over $40,000 for that TR, but that is up to you to decide. Ultimately, as a Subaru WRX owner, the TR is a very intriguing trim because it addresses all the weak points for this generation. And there's only two really, and that's the braking and the steering, and it seems like the TR fixes those problems. Personally for me, I can live with the lighter steering, and the brakes is really all I want. But again, is that enough? You know, spending $7,000, is that enough for me to trade in my premium for a TR? And I'm just not willing to go there yet. I feel like the premium is giving me just enough, even though I'll complain about the brakes until my time with this WRX is over. I just don't think it's worth trading in and maybe spending an additional $7,000 on top of that. That's just my take. But if you're somebody who is new to this platform, new to this generation, and you're willing to spend over $40,000, I'd say probably go for it. Because if you really want that great braking, you're spending $5,000 to $6,000 aftermarket anyway. So you might as well go the whole 9 yards. But if you're somebody that doesn't really plan on going 9/10 or 10/10 all the time, going on some back roads, going up to the canyon roads, or whatever you're willing to do with this car, maybe like track it or autocross it, then going with a base premium or limited is more than enough. I mean, sure, would I love to have the Recaros? Absolutely. It's a nice upgrade over the cloth seats. But as somebody who has owned a WRX for well over a month now, I've learned to love the deficiencies, I've learned to love the flaws of this generation. I just don't find the TR to be worth the price at this point in time. If you're somebody that's looking for a fun daily driver under $40,000, you don't need the strongest brakes, then I think the premium, the limited, or even the base model is more than sufficient. But if you're an enthusiast, you want the most out of this platform from factory, then go with the TR. So guys, let me know what you think about the new WRX TR. Is it worth the price of $43,000, or is it worth the upgrade, especially if you currently own a VB WRX? Or maybe if you don't and you're looking at buying a WRX, are you going to wait for 2024 to pick up a TR? Let me know in the comment section below. But guys, thank you so much again for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys next time.